Hi, I'm Daniel Kreider with PaulB Hardware. It is the summer of 2024 and there are a lot of changes that are happening in the push and walk behind mower segment. And they're affecting us, and I'm sure many of you are starting to see these changes as well. So we wanted to talk about them today. And to do that, I brought in Caleb Showalter, who oversees our tool and outdoor power department here in our Lidditz store. The big change for us is related to Honda. So we've been a Honda dealer for close to a decade. We've had their push and walk behind mowers for about 3 to 4 years, but they're disappearing from the market, and many of you have probably seen that. So, Caleb, tell us what's going on in the Honda push mower segment.
So, Honda has been in the market for a long time. If you've been looking for a push mower in the past 30 years, most likely you've considered a Honda. However, Honda is actually going to be taking a step back from the push mower market right now. Due to the new regulations and some of the economical feasibility of the push mowers, they decide that they are no longer going to be economically viable in the coming years. So, because of that, they decided to discontinue their legendary push mower. Sadly, here in Lidditz, we're down to our final model, and that's the one that's sitting right behind us currently here in 2024.
As Caleb mentioned, if you were looking for a mower over the past 30 years, you've probably come across Honda, you've probably looked at Honda. They kind of captured the market, and because of that, there were a lot of brands that didn't enter into this market because Honda had so much of it already captured. So with that changing, that has changed other brands as well, perception on the American market. So we've been out looking, what are the brands that we want to take the place, or what are suitable brands that we would be comfortable standing behind and selling to our customers? Because here at PaulB, it's not just about pushing a box out the door, it's about selling a product that we're confident in because we service these items. When you buy something from us, if you ever have an issue, they come back to us. We stand behind them. In fact, we are a warranty service center for more than 40 brands that we sell out of the front end of the store. And we're staying in the shop right now in Lidditz where all of this work is done. So with that said, Caleb, tell us a little bit about the products that we've selected or that have even entered the American market that haven't been popular here before that are taking the place of Honda.
Yeah. So here at PaulB, we've decided to replace it with 2 brands, and that's Masport and STIHL. Now, STIHL, we've been a dealer for a number of years now, but Masport is another name that most of you listening will not recognize. They actually have been around for over 100 years.
Oh, wow.
They are a New Zealand company, and recently have entered more in-depth into the US market because they saw an opening with Honda stepping out. They use a Briggs & Stratton motor, which I'm sure you guys recognize the Briggs & Stratton name, and then the rest of it is based in off their New Zealand designs, made overseas and brought in here, and they put the American-made Briggs & Stratton motor on it. The STIHL is a little bit different story. STIHL, this one also has been around for a while, but not in the US market. So STIHL has been making these in their European market for a number of years, and they're made in Austria. These mowers would have a Kohler motor on it, which is another name that most likely you recognize. And they each have their benefits to them. So
Honda gas-powered mowers, what we're talking about in the equivalent, Masport gas-powered mowers and STIHL gas-powered mowers. So we've had some STIHL battery-powered units for a while. We have not been selling, nor has STIHL really sold into the American market, their gas-powered push mowers. So this is new to us. In many ways, both of these are newish to the American market as well. Multiple models on both of these. So there's a couple options you have for STIHL, and there's a few options you have for Masport. So if you want to dive into that a little bit, what do you have? What kind of market segments are they going after as far as pro, homeowner? What do we got in both these brands?
Yeah. So currently with Masport, I just also want to mention that both these brands we service, and that was a big thing for us. But for Masport, we will be servicing anywhere from their homeowner line up into their contractor commercial line. So there's a pretty big wide variety in between there. So you got some of your push mowers, you got your self-propelled, and then you got your aluminum deck, you got your steel deck, heavy duty steel deck. So you got some options there in that line.
So as far as the homeowner to commercial mowers, which ones have which decks?
So it's actually going to be starting out with a steel deck on the entry-level ones, and then I'd say the homeowner, higher-end homeowner, it's going to be going to an aluminum deck, less weight. Can't rust either. And then for the commercial line, it's going back to a heavier steel deck.
Gotcha.
For that.
And then what do we have available? A couple models, options available on the steel gas-powered units as well?
So steel is going to be currently in the more premium line and the commercial line. Next year, most likely they're going to be bringing in some of their homeowner lines to the American market. But currently, it's just their commercial and their high-end consumer lines that they have available in the US market.
Okay.
And those are going to have some really nice features. One of that is a lot of these are going to have magnesium decks on it. So it's a lightweight, durable deck.
Yep.
And then also the Kohler motors, phenomenal motor on them.
Yeah. So I think before we move off of these mowers too quickly, if you see the steel gas-powered mowers, they are a different looking mower than what we're used to in the American market. And I think the two things that stand out is the handle design and also the grass catcher. So tell us a little bit about the handle, the purpose in the handle, and maybe the benefits of the design of that handle, and then also the grass catcher as well, because it's going to be different to most people that are looking for a push mower.
It is definitely something different, and you walk in, that's the first thing you notice. There's only one arm coming up for the handle. That arm, however, is built a lot heavier duty than your standard push mower, so it can handle it. Even if you're on the side of a bank, you're not going to have any issues controlling the mower. It feels like...
And you're not going to get flex, because that would be the other concern with having one post coming up for the handle, that there's flex in there, that you're not going to be able to control it.
Yep, it's going to feel almost identical to what you're used to. But there's some advantages with that. Because there is only one arm, it means you have easy access to get the bag off.
Yeah.
And so you're not having to fight to get behind it and lift up the mower chute and work around that. So it's easy access to it. So very ergonomic.
Yep.
And then also the grass catcher. That's the other thing that catches everyone's eyes, because it's not a bag, it's a poly grass catcher. So advantages of that is you can tell when it's full. So it has a little indicator on the back, and as soon as the catcher is full, indicator goes down, and you take it out to the back and dispose of your grass clippings however you desire.
Yeah.
And then the other advantage is that instead of having all the dust that it produces going everywhere, it directs it down, so that hopefully you're breathing in less of the pollen and less of the dust that's produced when you're mowing the lawn.
Yeah. So the rigid structure actually provides the opportunity to vent that instead of the bags, which you can't control where the dust goes. It just comes out, as Caleb said, all over the bag. So
there will still be some, but it does limit.
It controls a little bit and directs that dust in a certain direction down rather than back up to the operator. So these are all gas-powered units, the STIHL and the Masport we've been talking about. And we brought these in because we still there's a viable market for gas-powered push and walk-behind mowers. But in addition to that, there's a lot of activity happening in the battery-powered space. And as I referenced earlier, we've been selling battery-powered steel units for a while. So Caleb, tell us what's available in the battery-powered space if somebody's not looking for and not in the market for gas-powered.
Yeah, there is a lot of options in the battery-powered space. Just here in our Lit store, we have 4 options. We have Makita, Milwaukee, DeWalt, and STIHL in the battery options, and all 4 of them have very good mowers to offer.
Yeah, and oftentimes, if that's going to be the mower that's going to suit you best, you want to look inside of maybe a brand that you already have some compatible tools in. So that's the value of DeWalt, Milwaukee, and Makita being in those outdoor power space. If you're already on those platforms, probably makes a lot of sense to look there. But STIHL has great mowers as well. They're well known in the outdoor power space, and we have a number of different models available in battery powered from them. So it's worth checking out. All of that information is available on the website. So to tie everything up, let's talk a little bit about the benefits of buying from PaulB. Why look at PaulB when you talk about market disruption that's happening here, and we're bringing in brands that people haven't seen before? Why might you look at a company like PaulB when you're looking for a purchasing decision like this?
Yeah, like we said before, we do really value trying to bring in products that are good quality, and we want to be able to service them for a long time. We want to stand behind it. So for example, Honda, even though we're no longer going to be selling their lawnmowers, we're going to be continuing to service them for a number of years yet. So we're not looking to get out of that. Then as well, we are going to also start the units up on every time, make sure they're running properly. We put oil in them, good oil, and we also put some fuel in it. We just do this every time, so we make sure we're giving a quality product, that there's no issues, that the customer can go right out to their lawn and take care of it immediately.
Yeah. So as Caleb said, we service what we sell. So the STIHL and the Masport, you can bring them back here for service. We fire them up before they go out the door. So when you go home, you know it's already been started, it's verified, it's working, functional, and it's ready for you to start using. Honda mowers, we're going to continue to service those even though they're not available to purchase anymore. So you can still bring them back to PaulB, to any of our store locations in Mechanicsburg, Belleville, and Lidditz here in 2024. Any of those stores will be able to service any of these mowers. In addition to that, because we support what we sell, we're really looking to sell into local markets where we can have a relationship with the buyer. So we could probably easily push these out the door all over the country and sell them, but we want to make sure that when you buy them, you're able to bring them back when you have any issues or questions, and they can be serviced and maintained at PaulB. So that's, you can see all of the inventory we have at paulbhardware.com. Stop in, talk to Caleb, talk to any of your local representatives at any of the PaulB stores in Mechanicsburg and Belleville. They'll be able to walk you through, answer your questions, and match you up with a piece of equipment that's going to serve you well.
Absolutely.
Catch you next time.